Okay, so we're recording. Okay, so I have this. Here's my first layer. All right, and I can just copy it by doing Command J, and I can just rotate it by Command T, and maybe we rotate it like, I don't know, a few degrees. And this is a PNG, so it'll like rotate really nicely. It'll just be clear in the background. And then I'll do the same thing, Command J, and then I'll rotate this one a little bit more. Why are you doing this? Okay. So we'll just rotate this one a little bit more. And like, you know, you could pick like a unit of measurement, just be like, okay, I'm gonna rotate it 10, like by 10, you know, every time. Command J, Command T. All right, and so like our goal is to just get it to like rotate all the way around, right? Okay, that one might be a little too much. Okay, so, and like you could also maybe make it get bigger or smaller. Okay, maybe we'll do like one more. Okay, so. Okay, I'm gonna stop here, but like you'll do it so that it like rotates all the way around or it changes colors. You know, if you wanted to as well, you could add some like, just to show you some options. You could also add some like, you know, you could change the color slightly like every time. So I'll just combine these. I'll merge these layers, do the same thing here. Hue saturation. I'll just kind of like change these colors slightly. Merge layers. Here, let me turn these off so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so that one. So I'm just like changing the color slightly with the hue saturation, like every time. And then I just combine them so that it's just one layer. So just merge layers. Okay, do the same thing here. Okay, merge this one. All right, so we go from like to red. All right, and then maybe we want this one to be, let's see, hue saturation. The last one was kind of red. So maybe we'll do this one kind of purple. How different does this look from this one? Okay, so we'll merge these. No, not that one. Okay, and then we'll do one more. So much for my like really quick demo. Okay, cool. So maybe we'll do this one next. Okay. All right, so we'll just merge these. Great. Okay, so now we just have a bunch of images, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring them in as an animation sequence. So when you're in Photoshop, you could also do this in Illustrator too, just do artboards and then export all the artboards as well. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go up here and I'm just gonna do a quick export as PNG. I'll just make a new folder so I can organize this. Okay. Great, so that's just gonna spit out all of these images, sequential image, and it's pretty much gonna make an animation. Okay, so here's the process with Spark. It's actually very easy. So because I already have this background, here's the background. I'm gonna make a new texture, put that texture on a material, put that material on the background, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, instead of just doing like a standard image texture, I'm gonna do an add asset, and I'm gonna do animation sequence. Okay, so let's just say this is Galaxy. Okay, and you could do this with anything. Any material can have an animation sequence on it, okay? The face filter, the background, a 3D object, anything. So then up here, so you just make the animation sequence. We go up here to texture, choose files, and then I'm just gonna grab all of these images. Oh wait, those are my images. Let me see. Desktop, where's Galaxy? Where did that go? Huh. Let me see if I can find that. No, that's not how you spell that. Oh, where did that save? That was weird. I don't know where that saved, but okay. So I'm just gonna open this up, open. It might take a minute to load, so I'm just gonna let it load. Okay, so now I have these images 1 to 7 that are now loaded into an array, okay?
Oh.
Zinnia, sorry, not to be rude, would you mind just turning your microphone off if you have the
Oh, sorry.
option? No, you're totally fine. Okay, I appreciate you. So, okay, so now we have these. So now we're gonna make a new material, right? Because textures go on materials. And let's call this like Galaxy Matte. Okay, so then I'm gonna click on this new material. And in the texture here, instead of choose file, you're gonna go here and that's gonna bring up all the stuff you already have in your project. And I'm gonna say Galaxy. Okay, so now what I've done is I've added the image animation sequence to a material, and then I'm gonna add a material to the background. So the background, it has a material, which is this other background here. So instead of using this one, I'm going to use the Galaxy material, and then I'm gonna have that moving image background. Okay, now obviously the way that I did this, you would probably just want to add, I didn't think about that, which is totally fine. You probably just want to add, because this is a PNG, like a black rectangle behind all of these, because we just have this here. We might be able to, let me see if I can get rid of that by doing a different color. So you might just be able to do black. Okay, yeah, so you'll just have to be a little smarter about the actual background. But as you can see, like it's still rotating and you can still see it. And then you can also add that to like, so like for instance, just to show you, if I wanted to add a, why are you mad at me? You know, if you wanted to add a, oh, sorry, this is open. You know, if you wanted to add a face tracker and then add a face mesh on there, okay, you could also, could go a little forward. You could also put that same material on the face mesh. So you could do material and you could use the Galaxy Matte, and then you have, that's pretty cool, the Galaxy face as an actual animation. So here, let me make that a little bigger for y'all. So now, so see that? So like you can, that animation, as long as it's sequential and it, like you could just even have them like moving, changing images. I just did it where I changed the color of the same image, but that would allow you to have something that like actually looks like a video. Does that make sense? Okay, so now we need a 3D object, okay? So you can get 3D objects from a bunch of different places. Zinnia, feel free to open up, to turn your microphone back on if you want to talk to me. But sorry, that makes sense, right? Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it makes sense. Thank you.
Great. No problem. Okay, so okay, a couple of options for the 3D shape. So you can use, let's see, couple options. You could use Google Poly. So Matt, this is like where yours would come in. You know, if you wanted to do like, I don't know, a Shrek face or something, like, I'm just thinking of like something that looks like yours. Like, here's a bunch of 3D models of Shrek if you wanted to download those, okay? But like Zinnia, you just want like a, kind of like a ring, right? Okay, so check it out.
Oh.
Look at this halo is exactly what you want. So you can just click on here and you can just download it. So I'll just hit download, and the file you're going to want is the OBJ file.
OBJ.
So I'm going to download the OBJ and just hit download. Okay, so I'm just going to change the name of this file so I can see what I'm doing. Why are you? May I open this file? My computer's very mad at me. There we go. Okay, cool. So I got the halo, which is the actual object itself, and then the MTL is the material file. So if it has like a really specific image material on it, whatever you download, that will be that it's pretty much the texture, right? So you would then do the same thing. You would bring in the object, and then you would bring in the material texture, add the texture to a material, add that material to the 3D object like we've been doing. So this MTL file is just that texture for the material for the object. So you'll just have to set that up. And I think y'all know how to do that at this point. If you don't, just let me know. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna add an object, and I'm gonna do, let's see, I'm gonna do 3D object, insert, and then I'll just find that object that I just downloaded. No, I don't like when you do this. Sometimes it's all backwards. So here, let me just get that in a place that I can see it. So I'm just gonna put that on the desktop so I can find it a little bit easier. Okay, so again, add object, 3D object, insert, find set object. Where are you? I think it was like archive, right? Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna grab the OBJ. See, it won't even let you open that MTL file. So we'll open this. Okay, so it's gonna bring it in like really huge. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna, make it a little bigger. So what we wanna do is we just wanna rescale it, okay? So right now it's at a 1 scale, so maybe we'll do like 0.1 because we want it to fit around the face. Okay, so on the scale. Okay. All right, so that looks pretty good. You might want yours to be a little bigger. And then we're just gonna rotate it. So I'll use this tool here to rotate it. You can rotate it here, or you can rotate it here. I think it would be 90 along the X. Yeah, okay. And then we can just move it up to where you want it. Okay. And then if you wanted to follow the face, right, Zinnia, you could actually just like on your animation, right, in the group that's animating, because you're probably animating those 2 objects as a group, correct?
Yes.
So you can actually just take your 3D object and just drop it into that group, and it'll have the same animation behavior. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, that's what I was assuming. Okay.
Yeah, but then like the other thing, you could also just take it in here and just dump it on the face tracker. Matt, so if this is what you want to do, dump it on the face tracker, and then it'll actually like follow the face around, you know? And like the positioning on here is kind of fucked up and a little wonky right now, but that's okay. You can fix that later. You can also, you know, the background, we can also like kind of mess with where things are positioned, you know, especially the face tracker. I moved mine forward a little bit. So it would really just be about the positioning. And then, you know, to do a really like quick rotation animation of this in the patch editor should be pretty easy. Zinnia, I think you know how to do that already because you've already done that. Okay, does that make sense? Matt, do you have any questions about any of that?
I'm pretty good right now.
Okay, cool.
Like,
So
it all makes sense to me.
okay, cool. So you have the recording, so you should be able to do that. Matt,